Bold claims from a UFO insider, according to Ross Coulthart, or at least per this tweet. So let's go over that and a whole lot more today. It's time for another UFO news roundup. So get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, please share on social media, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Sorry, I'm still shaking off a cold, but I feel much better today. Okay, let's just get right into it. Ross Coulthart says, per this tweet, two very interesting articles from UAPmax.com making some very bold claims from a purported insider adjacent to Arrow. If these stories are right, 2024 promises to be quite a year. Okay, I am intrigued, Ross. I am intrigued. All right, let's just go to the first article, Broken Arrow. Disclaimer, this article is the result of an inside source within the orbit of Arrow. For reasons of anonymity, I have changed some of the verbiage and have concealed the identity of the source. I will use the they-them pronouns for the sake of the aforementioned reasons. Okay, let's just get right into the interview portion. Why are you talking to me? They contacted me, and frankly, I wanted to see where it would go. How long have you been with Redacted? Redacted is the answer. What is your main role? Redacted. Wow, how did you get into that? I don't know of any college course that prepares you to Redacted. That's kind of funny. Them. No, it sure didn't. Note, please remember as I put this down, there were different things in this conversation, emojis and such. I am purposely editing this, so if it comes off robotic, that's on purpose. Me. So then, why now? So many reports out there that there is a clock, some type of countdown. Is that true? Nobody in the current Arrow leadership will even remotely talk about NHI, non-human intelligence, without so much psychobabble and semantics. It's just infuriating and it's insulting. Answer, first part, yes, there is a countdown, but not as rigid as a specific date. Second, nobody in an official capacity can say anything about NHI because of not the timeline per se, but the reaction from that level of knowledge about NHI. Question, I don't get that. It's extremely vague and honestly just feels like more gobbledygook. I appreciate you talking to me. I don't want you to bail, but that's the same as saying, trust me, bro. Answer, the fact remains that though everyone thinks we know, we don't. This does not go back as far as everyone thinks, as in our knowledge base and our focus on such things. A lot of this current info about NHI comes from a lot of different places and is not easy to piece together. Are you saying you don't know what it is? No, I am saying the total picture isn't known because it's not just us. NHI have also been interacting with the Earth far longer than humanity has been here. We know that. We also know they interact with us in ways we can't explain, but seem to literally give no shit about it at all in any way. Question. I seriously have had reservations about this, a lot in fact. From a sensibility standpoint, the one thing I have never understood is if these things are here, why would they care at all if we see them not, etc.? Answer, I think you've noticed they don't care if we see them or not, and they aren't quite in the numbers you think. The tinfoil brigade is awesome. When I say we laugh at this stuff, you have no idea. There are the craziest theories out there, but almost all of it isn't true. They are here. There are way more than one, but probably 99% of the time, it's only one. Why? That isn't totally clear. Okay, he goes on, but I'm not going to continue with that article. I'm not. And here's the reason. It's because I don't trust, that source or necessarily the reporter. So why? Well, let's go over this tweet from Joe Murgia, UFO Joe, great UFO researcher. He comments, as others have noted, this person, the writer, has zero credibility based on past articles and claims. From his current October 27th post, Kirkpatrick is in a no-win situation and is one of the finest people I know. If anyone thinks for 1 second he loves doing this, NHI keeping the info away from anyone is just wrong. There are things that could set off worldwide firepots. People are stupid in a group. This isn't exactly an unknown. There are deep, deep studies about this. It does not go well. On top of that, if it does trigger something, what is it? Anyone saying they know is wrong. And Roswell was wrong. We did recover a craft, ours. It was an attempt at reversing a craft we already had. The bodies were plain old humans. Short ones badly deformed from the crash. Small because we used literal components from the original craft and totally got the implementation wrong. So there you go. So the writer is pro Kirkpatrick and is denying Roswell. And that's why I don't trust his source or her source, and I'm not going to continue with that interview or that information. Now, I wanted to clarify one thing about Ross, just in case. One tweeter says, does this cast doubt on how credible Coulthard himself may be as a source? Answer from Joe Murgia, no. Ross always states that he's sharing what he was told from sources. We all rely on sources, and time will tell if they were accurate with him and us. So there you go. Not everybody can get every story right all the time. And, it is what it is. There's a lot of BS floating around out there. I try to develop my sniffer so I can detect it as much as possible. But, who knows? It is out there. Anyway, moving on to the next story. Here's from Ashton Forbes. This is a 3D recreation of MH-370 and the orbs. He says, first model is the orbs movement around the plane as they encircle it. This pattern clearly has a purpose. Okay, let's check it out. See if we can see a purpose. Nice animation. Yeah, you can see how they're moving around the thing. Assuming they're real orbs and not CGI. Yeah, really interesting. Okay, I mean, if those are real orbs and not CGI, they do seem to have a purpose. I'll give Ashton that. And there's certainly enough weirdness around all of this, as I've covered before, to suggest that something may have really happened here. And I want to be really sensitive on this issue because of the missing people and the families. But I am persuaded that it's very possible that something anomalous did happen to that flight. Now, many people are still wondering what the hell is going down in Peru, right? What is going down in Peru? Well, there's one theory that the beings there are humans and they were equipped with special armor and abilities. And they could be some sort of super soldier. And if so, might they have been decked out in something like this? I don't think so. I think that even with this body armor, you probably wouldn't want to wade into a field of shotgun blasts like the Pelicaris are doing, the face peelers. But I am also not persuaded that they're non-human, the beings there that are doing this. Non-humans, when they abduct people, these guys can walk through walls. They can manipulate people's minds. They seem to be even able to manipulate time, to go outside of space and time, to take people to other realms, other dimensions. They don't bungle things in the way that the beings or the perpetrators, the assailants are doing in Peru and in Brazil. People getting away, etc. So I still lean toward a human explanation toward what's happening in Peru, but at the same time, people have seen manted beings or what seem to be non-humans down there. So there does seem to be some sort of non-human involvement. Maybe they're just spectators. Well, we just don't know. But yeah, something really interesting and disturbing is going on down there. What exactly is going on down there? Well, we don't know. We know that Timothy Alberino went down there recently and, got some interviews from a lot of witnesses and, people that have interacted with this phenomenon, whatever it is. And, probably the most notable interview that he did was with a young woman named Talia, who was, it seemed like she was attacked by two of these beings in these suits who attempted to peel her face. That is what her, and she was very traumatized from this encounter. I mean, she could barely talk to Timothy and his friend. She's not faking this. She is genuinely traumatized by this. So, what are we to make of that? Well, Ronnie Vernet says her incident in Peru was an outlier between the majority of cases in the Amazon. She was not hit by a light beam that paralyzed her. Instead, she was the victim of chemicals and physical contact by people speaking Spanish, who are trying to muddy the waters. So could those two goons that assaulted Talia been some sort of disinformation campaign? And it was always designed to go awry so that, she would spread this message that it's humans doing this, or, people with a lower technology anyway. Because, as I've covered before, and I've shown interviews with people attacked by these beings, where they are hit by these beams and they're blinded and disoriented, and beings that seem to have a somewhat higher technology level than the beings that assaulted Talia. Now, people are still getting away from these beings and stuff like that. I haven't heard of them walking through walls or doing anything really trippy, as a lot of non-humans seem able to do. Maybe these are non-humans at a lower technological level, or could these be operatives of the control group doing something down there for some unknown reason, or some splinter group from the control group, or some other faction from some other country or place that has similar technology? We just don't know, but we definitely need answers, because there's a lot of spooky stuff going on down there, and people are being hurt and almost certainly killed. Okay, let's talk about the Dragon UFOs, the Dragon UAP. I shared, that video the other day about the Dragon UFO and, the two objects that were going behind that plane. And I think that's very compelling evidence for the Dragon UAP phenomenon. Also, there's, I shared previously an incident where two cameras were able to capture this object, showing clearly that it's not a bug close to the screen. So they can be triangulated. They can be captured by different cameras. They go behind distant objects. So clearly, they're not bugs or birds. Now, when you film outside, you're going to get bugs and birds, and we're not interested in those. We are interested in the ones that are not. What are they? I just don't know. But Robert Shipe commented on that video, and he said that these objects are capturing or are triggering the X-band frequency. X-band is the designation for a band of frequencies in the microwave radio region of the electromagnetic spectrum. And here is an example of the Dragon UFOs triggering the X-band. Okay, there you go. Yep. I'm blinking it. Blink if you miss it. These things are really fast. Let's watch that again. There's one. There's another one. You saw it. The top of the screen. Right there. Super fast. So what do you think? Are you persuaded by that evidence or not? Do you think that these dragons are triggering the X-band frequency and that is what is setting this off? Or do you think that something else is setting them off? I don't know, but I am certainly of the opinion that the dragon UFO phenomenon is not just bugs or birds, and it definitely deserves more study. Last but not least, October 27th, 2023, metallic orb seen over Fulham, London. All right, well, let's check out this metallic orb.
Jesus. Is that a helicopter?
Yep, there we go. There is the orb. Check it out. What do you think? Is this legit footage? Is this CGI? Is this a hoax? Is that a balloon? Is that swamp gas? What do you think that is? I'm not seeing it doing anything particularly anomalous. I mean, you could say that could be a balloon. I don't know. All right, here we go. Zoom in. It's more saucer shaped. It's wobbling in the way that flying saucers often are said to do. And yeah, that could be a legit flying saucer, guys. It sure looks like it. Let me know what you think about this and all the other news items today in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Sure to appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in an even bigger way, please consider grabbing a t-shirt or a coffee mug. See the merch store below, or becoming a channel member, because channel members are rock stars. I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos to check out on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.